Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4. Episode 4, Jake?
This is 2.
This is
2017.
Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. Episode 2 of the new year. This is Hooks, Lines, and Hip Hop. I'm Hakeem.
Jacob?
Jake, do you have any news for us today?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We got 3 kind of big things about Chance the Rapper. He teased a 40-city arena tour lately. That'd be pretty cool. Acid rap would sound awesome, because they're gonna remix those beats and make them louder.
You think he'll perform acid rap?
Yeah.
I would like to hear Acid Rain live. That would be real emotional.
Yeah. He also just unveiled his new line of clothing. It's the Thank You Obama clothing line. And him and Obama are pretty close.
That's not pandering to you a little bit?
A little. He's smart. He's gonna make money off of it. And he's probably gonna do something cool with it, like say, okay, I'm gonna give half of this to some cause in Chicago.
The Obama's mansion. He's gonna give it to
Did you see the video of Obama walking
in the Caribbean?
Yeah. Michelle's shorts were pretty short.
This beautiful woman.
She didn't even wave. It was amazing. She's so done with the fake wave in the press. She just looked over and
she's like, fuck off.
That's that awesome. Video of Kanye. When the media talks to me, he's disrespectful. Good morning, Kanye. Shut the fuck up. That's the best Kanye paparazzi video. Anyway, Kanye, his protege, Chance the Rapper, said that he is going to be performing at the Grammys. So I guess he's not boycotting with Justin Bieber and Kanye and...
Your Drake supposedly was one of the other ones boycotting? He's not going to boycott shit.
He's going to go get the... He's going to go there cheesing hard with his little Views trophy. I Decided comes out tonight/tomorrow. It'll be pretty good.
Maybe we can listen to this one.
Yeah. I don't know why you didn't like Hall of Fame. So you need to go back and listen to it.
Listen.
There were bad songs. There were songs that were terrible on that album. But
compared to the one that came out after that, Dark Sky Paradise or whatever.
I liked Hall of Fame better.
I did too. But that just shows how... Dark Sky has some real cringy moments. But I was telling Jake, when I decided the singles that were dropping, I've liked them so far. So I'm optimistic.
You were talking to somebody on Twitter and we were mentioning it, he may push himself into the Kendrick and J. Cole category.
Kyle brought that up. Hey, Kyle.
So, he's always showed kind of that ability.
He's on the Wale tier.
Detroit was really good.
Yeah. Detroit's a classic.
What killed Hall of Fame was the songs like Mona Lisa.
Lisa Mona.
That was bad. But he had awesome songs like Fire was good. Nothing Is Stopping You is awesome. It's his story about how he met Kanye and came up in the rap game, which is...
First Chain is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like that song.
But he had songs like the Nicki Minaj song "MILF." That was funny. It was funny, but
I'll forgive that one. I mean, yeah, but Nicki Minaj is bad.
True.
I hate Nicki Minaj.
True. Okay. So we talked about I Decided. Sid has an album coming out. Did you see that?
Wait, Sid from the internet?
Yes.
I saw Matt Martian just dropped an album, so it kind of makes sense that her album's coming too. I think tomorrow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw it. If I can find the tweet, I'll put it on our HLH page. It said, is anyone excited for the releases tomorrow? It had I Decided and Sid's, and there was 2 other ones, some more underground rappers. I don't remember who it was.
Right. I need that little Bibby project so bad.
We were looking through news, and we saw Russell Simmons said that his and Trump's friendship is over.
Oh.
But... Money, excuse the bad pun, but money trumps everything. And they both have money.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if the tax laws are going to suit his business later on, he'll be friends with Trump again.
And they're both pillars in New York. I mean, that's not unfair to say.
They're both rich as hell. So at the end of the day, like you said, that money will come first, and they'll be kissing and hugging like Steve Harvey all over again. It'll be just fine.
Maybe T.I. will throw some shade at Russell Simmons.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Tramerica, everybody.
Oh, it's great. Okay, Danny Brown threw some subtle shade at the Migos. Apparently, Danny Brown used to rock, or still does rock, this clothing line that one of the Migos in Bad and Bougie was rocking.
Was it Takeoff?
I don't remember who it was.
Shout out Takeoff. That's my dude.
Anyway, Danny Brown tweeted a video. It was a screenshot of an interview with him, Schoolboy, and ASAP talking. And he was like, "I rocked this before mumble rap," which I thought was kind of funny.
I mean, that's such a hipster moment for Danny Brown to have. I rocked it first. That's on our age.
I think more of it is kind of shade at the new wave of hip hop.
But he's not old school. I'm sure if
I thought you were about to say he's not old. He's like 40.
No, he's not old school though. And I know when people first heard his voice on the track, they were like, "What the hell is this?"
It's a love it or hate it with him. Like I've listened to like, "Oh, this is awful." And then a girl at work, she was like, she asked me, "Who are you listening to the other day? He has this weird voice," and I was like, "That's Danny Brown."
Yeah,
I knew it just from her description of him.
I take it in small doses, and I like more when he's rapping in his actual speaking voice.
Right. All right, let's talk about culture.
Yes. Yeah, we're reviewing Migos' Culture album. I was actually very excited for this one. I've listened to the Migos for a while. They've always put out projects, but
I didn't know that they existed before Donald Glover. Not true. But I know a lot of people, a lot of bandwagon fans were catching grief because they're like, "Oh, the Migos are so good." All these people like quit coming on to them when they've really been around for a while. Since Versace is really when they came up.
Also, why did that shout out all of a sudden? I didn't get that. I didn't feel like a shout out from Donald Glover should have catapulted them the way it did because they were already huge.
But I don't. What kind of power does Donald have behind Donald Glover, not Donald Trump? What kind of power does he have behind his voice? Because that song went gold,
the Bad
or platinum, right after, like the day after. Which I knew it had success.
White America got in. You know what I mean? Like he said it. What were they at? What award show was that?
It was. Was it the? I don't know. It was the TV show awards because it's for Atlanta. Is what he
was. Golden Globes.
Yeah.
The Golden Globes. When you say something like that on a stage that large, you're opening up to a whole new crowd, and I think that's what happened. Is maybe they didn't have that ear, but in regards to the hip hop world, I mean, we've been on the Migos. You know, everybody's using their flow, and first of all, I want to say I love that they called the album Culture.
Yeah.
I think that's a very fitting name.
You think it'll be like Drake now? You think they'll be like grandpas dabbing it up to Bad and Bougie at the Migos concerts?
I don't think it'll be that big because there's still, in regards to subject matter and even the sound is not palpable to people the same way Drake is. Drake has kind of a sweetness to his voice, you know what I mean? Drake's so sensual, so romantic, and you know, I don't think they have the same singles as Drake. No. I think a Migos single would do really well in like a club and a strip club atmosphere, whereas a Drake single will hit the radio waves hard.
Yep, end up in a roller rink for a 7-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna be hearing Hotline Bling for years to come. And
it's not a bad thing. That's the best song on Views.
Fuck off.
Alright, this album's pretty short, so we can probably go song by song and talk about it. What did you think about the intro, Culture?
That was just that was a good DJ Khaled commercial.
Why do they need DJ Khaled to vindicate them? Is my thing.
I think that was a bit of a lazy attempt on their behalf. Not saying this album is lazy because it's not, but just the fact that first of all, it's promoting the album that is already out.
Yeah.
That was a stupid choice. I think they could have just...
And they weren't even... I can see if they were on the album and they kind of owed DJ Khaled one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, oh, God. And then I listened to it, I was like, it sounds like they're using DJ Khaled to vindicate them and say, oh, DJ Khaled said it was good on the first song, so I better listen all the way through track 12.
Yeah. I think it was
13.
I think it was just... it was inappropriately placed. Like, if that were a single before the album, I could have forgiven it more. Yeah. But they could have easily just started, or come up with a new intro, or just started with the second track. T-shirt.
That's my favorite song on the album.
That is a hard-ass song. Mama told me not to sell work, and now they're selling T-shirts same color. White. I love that.
You know why? I had to look up why it said 17.5. Apparently, Young Jeezy coined that phrase, and it's talking about cocaine prices.
Oh, see, I just...
So that's why they're talking about the same color T-shirt. Yeah. The Migos ain't buying no shirt for $17.50.
No, they sell them for
$1,750.
I assume that's how much they were selling them.
Well, the reason I like T-shirt, that's kind of like the original Migos for like the Stop Go.
Yeah, see, I thought that was a bit... I think they were still a bit more... I think you can hear Travis Scott influence heavy on this album.
I think it's more with the auto-tune. There's more melody in their music now, where before it was just like the stop-go rap.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna catapult them to that new level. is this emphasis on melody and using that auto-tune more in dragging out their notes, dragging out their words, especially Quavo.
Quavo's the best at it.
He's the best with the auto-tune. I think he uses it, but he's always used it the most.
Can we agree that Quavo's the best rapper on Migos?
No.
Oh
we
my
can't
God. If all of them went single, Quavo would be the only person to keep making music and be relevant.
Quavo would be the most mainstream because, first of all, the way he looks. Second of all, the fact that he's the most sing-songy out of the three. But Offset can hold his own on a track. And I think Takeoff has a really aggressive flow. And he's very underrated in the group. And I don't think Takeoff would necessarily have, like, a successful solo career. But I think Offset would be just fine. Because Offset has more of the street crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the thing, too, Quavo is one to stay out of trouble more. Now, the other two have had stints in jail. I don't remember if it was
more so Offset. It was Offset.
I don't remember if one of them threatened to kill a judge after a bond hearing, that's bad.
I know. Well, I don't know about that one. I know Offset did some time for sure.
It was at a bond hearing, and he got denied bail, and he said that he would kill the judge and his family. Which that's going to help you get out sooner.
Listen, some people live their raps, and
true.
Speaking of that Gucci Mane line, I'm a murderer, but I don't condone violence. You know that's true.
Oh, it's definitely true.
I mean, he said it and he means it. You know.
Now, 5 years ago, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But I think the change he talked about is true.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so you got call casting.
That's up next.
What do you think about that one?
It didn't stand out to me in a huge way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pinned in between probably the two of the biggest songs on the album, I would say. T-shirt was big. They had a really cool music video for that, where they're dressed up in the Indian costumes and they're out in the snow. It's a pretty cool music video.
I haven't seen the music video.
So those are the two biggest songs as far as before the album came out,
right?
And then this song's kind of pinned in between it, so it doesn't really stand out to me.
Yeah.
I would have. He says Draco on me. I don't care who started saying Draco first, but as soon as I see that, I think Soulja Boy, and I would want anything even associated with Soulja Boy.
Fuck Quavo, fuck Migos, pull it up buck with the Draco, bow. Yeah, that was one of the best diss songs. That one didn't really stand out to me. It's what I like about this is, I mean, we're gonna go track by track. However, if you're gonna pull up like Rap Genius and start analyzing lyrics, just so you know, they're talking about drugs, they're talking about girls, they're talking about white, they're talking about lean. That's about it. Like, I mean, it's not gonna get deep in regards to lyrical content, but what you want to focus on is the aesthetic of the album. And I think the difference between this release and other Migos releases is there's a theme. The production on this one is really, really good, exceptional.
Right.
More so than any other of the.
I was waiting, like every song I turned on, like old Migos mixtapes. I was waiting for the Trapaholics mixtape.
Yeah.
Damn son, where'd you find this? And it was like actual like Zaytoven.
Yeah.
What was there was another big one that I remembered hearing.
88 Mafia wasn't on there.
I don't remember who the other one was, but I remember hearing it.
Yeah.
Ricky Rax was on it, but he didn't have the same tag as Young Thug always uses.
Do you know?
I know Young Thug uses the one that says Ricky Rax, I see you.
Yeah.
This one was a different one. The production was top notch, I think.
Yeah.
That stood it out above all their other ones.
Yeah, which, I mean, you don't expect anything less nowadays in trap rap because the emphasis is not on lyrics, so
right.
the beats have to do the heavy lifting.
Like when you asked me if I liked the album, I said yeah, I liked it, but I wouldn't listen to it for life advice.
Yeah, and you said you liked it for what it was.
Right. There was something I was gonna say, and now I completely slipped my mind.
Try again. Think about it.
Better luck next time.
What did you think about Bad and Bougie?
It was a good song. I disagree with Donald Glover. I wouldn't say it's the best song ever.
Is that what he said? I didn't even.
He said, I want to thank the Migos not just for being in the show, but for making Bad and Bougie. It's like the best song ever. And I'm pretty sure I quoted that exactly how he said it.
Yeah, I think it's a good song. I think it'll be one of those songs that
like I can think of like 5 Gambino songs that are better than this song.
Right, but again, I think you've always been more on the side of lyrical hip hop. So that's why I knew listening when I was anxious to hear what you had to say about this album, because I didn't think you would think it was bad, but this is not what you're listening to every day. Like when I tell you, I'm like, have you listened to this Rich the Kid song? You're like, Rich the Kid is ass. What about that Lil Uzi Vert line? Ass. What about Young Thug? Even Young Thug, you remember? I used
to hate Young Thug, but Young Thug and Travis Scott are my two favorite trap rappers.
Yeah, and I think the
Future is a close third.
Future's so hard. I pause for but yeah, Future definitely. You've got grandfathers of this genre, and you gotta recognize the fact that Migos are one of them.
Oh, they're definitely without the Migos, I don't think the trap movement would be where it's at.
No, and I don't think people would be rapping the way they are.
No.
I think that changed the game completely.
I get what Donald Glover was saying about how it's a good, it changes the game when the song comes in, but there are other songs that were huge in that time that were.
They've got Fight Night. They've got Fight Night. They got Hannah Montana. They've got Versace. It's not like they haven't had anthems before. Right. I wouldn't put Bad and Bougie. I don't think Bad and Bougie could stand.
I mean, not even so much just Migos, but like big songs that came in like. Forever was huge in rap music for a long time, and that was really the first big like collab song. And then from then on, you saw a bunch of artists that normally didn't work together. Would you have ever thought of an Eminem and Kanye song together? No. So you see, they kind of started like the collab rap.
That's what I called the friendship era. You know, back when collab albums were really big. Like every year, DJ Khaled had his collab albums, and back when we were really heavy into Young Money. I remember always waiting for the new DJ Khaled album, and he had like I'm On One. That's an anthem still to this day, and
I don't see the context for it being the best song ever. But
no, and again,
that's his opinion.
It got big because of a meme a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it was the hottest hip hop meme. Yeah. Like you always have raindrop, drop top. What are you gonna change it to? Like that's what everybody.
I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop. You see the video? He actually did the video. He's standing there in like a Led Zeppelin t-shirt next to this Ferrari, and like they're playing it, and it starts from the whole beginning. So he's sitting there, he has this like annoyed look on his face, and then it gets to the raindrop, drop top, and then there's like a pause, and he looks at the camera like he's pissed off. He said, "I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop." So it did. There was a lot of social media behind it too.
Yeah. So it's a good song, but I don't know how big it would have been without that push. We'll see if it survives the summer. I think that's a huge test. Good song. It's not one of my favorites on here, and also I think it kind of drags on at over 5 minutes.
The Lil Uzi Vert whole part could have been taken out, and I would like the song just as much. I think.
I like Uzi's part more and more.
Yeah.
The more I listen to it, the more I enjoy it.
I have given Lil Uzi Vert so many chances. I've listened to Love Is Rage. I just cannot get into it.
I'm gonna tie him to a chair, guys, and just keep playing P's and Q's.
I did like that one.
P's and Q's is a great
I will
song.
admit that.
Yeah, he'll come around. He said the same thing about Young Thug. Oh, Young Thug is absolute trash. He'll come around.
Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert are never and will never be on the same level.
He got him on features. We're not gonna do a Lil Uzi Vert debate, please. Don't get me there. Let's go on to the next.
Right, I'm gonna get right with you.
Yes, my favorite song. Believe it or not. Tell me what you thought about it.
It was alright. I like that it slowed down because you had T-Shirt and Bad and Bougie that were really upbeat, and this just was a drastic drop in intensity. I would say with the beat.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about that beat was the flute. The usage of the flutes was really great, and I like the whole vibe of that track. That's one of my favorite tracks. Again, I know like with this album, the production's gonna do most of the heavy lifting, so I was excited when I heard something that I would consider a little bit different from the Migos.
Well, I think too the reason I liked it a lot too is because Quavo had probably the biggest part in this because he did the hook and he had a verse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that how a lot of them were though?
I don't know. This was more him singing too.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, not singing, but more of a sing-song flow.
Yeah. Going on that, do you think that Travis Scott has borrowed from the Migos.
I think it's the other way around. Because at the beginning I talked about how I like the stop flow.
Yeah.
The stop-go flow of the Migos. And I think that's where they started. Like with Versace, there wasn't a lot. Like that was their big, like, coming onto the scene song. So they didn't really use a lot of auto-tune. I mean, they did, but it wasn't for melody and stringing out notes.
Right. I think the thing is when you've done as many tracks as you have together, like Migos have been on Travis Scott's album Days Before Rodeo.
Yeah.
They did a song together with Pee Wee Longway, and Quavo's also worked with Travis multiple times.
On every project, I think.
Yeah, enough
except
to
for Owl Pharaoh. I don't know if that one had.
No, Owl Pharaoh was a demo. Yeah. It was a lot of unfinished stuff. The only feature I remember on that one was Meek Mill.
Weak Mill.
The one thing I remember though, or the one thing I'll say is Quavo and Travis Scott have worked together enough to where normally I would say that they're biting off Travis Scott, but Travis Scott took so much from the Atlanta culture and Atlanta production, Atlanta vibe. And I know he's from Houston, so there's definitely Southern influence regardless, but he's used so much from that. It's good to see that Migos are using his sound to elevate their music to that level, because they've always had a lot of potential, but I think on culture it's really coming out in the forefront, and I was
like you said, I wouldn't want to call it biting. I think it's more kind of just adapting, and like you said, they have worked together, so their influences blend. Like we saw on Birds and on Passion Pain and Demon Slaying, they both kind of took from each other, being Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. So I think the people you work with and who you surround yourself with play a big influence on the way your music sounds. Yeah,
and the difference between somebody who's a biter and somebody who's just borrowing a sound to elevate their music is the fact that they will big up the person that they borrow from, and they'll have like an open relationship, you know. Like Young Thug was always talking shit about Lil Wayne, so you could say he was biting off Lil Wayne a little bit. So, but yeah, I was very excited that this album came out, and I think it met my expectations.
What did you think about the next one, Slippery with Gucci?
That was my favorite, just that slippery. Excuse me, sorry. I like the way Quavo sounded on that one.
That'd probably be a good radio song.
You think so? Yeah. I think the only thing would be like probably just the content where Gucci calls himself a murderer.
Well, I was playing this at work the other day. Shout out Tabitha, we're listening to it, and I was playing something, and it was like right before we opened. I was like, time for some culture. And she looked at me like she was confused at what I was going to play because she hadn't heard the new Migos album. Yeah. And I started playing it, and I was like, is this edited? And I looked at her and I said, who lets their kid listen to an edited Migos album? And then I thought, I was like, I'm not saying that as in they should let their kid listen to an edited album, but who would like justify themselves, be like, well, it's an edited Migos album, so it's okay. It doesn't hurt my morals for knowing that my kid is listening to the Migos album.
Ironically enough, my mom was like that. Well, not anymore.
I know you told me before. But I
had to always buy edited albums, and it's like I know what he's saying when he's talking about lick his lollipop.
But 50 Cent's a little more discreet. I don't think I'll ever say 50 Cent is more discreet ever again, besides those two times. But this is like Scarface in a song.
Yeah, definitely.
Or in an album. I mean, as far as what they're talking about and what they're doing. But I think the Gucci feature, I mean, Gucci had the biggest blow up of 2016.
Yeah, he came back like a phoenix out the ashes, you know. At first, he was putting out so much music, and you were like, maybe you'll listen to a few of them. But then now with streaming, that's more the wave is like coming out album.
Right.
So I think he was ahead of the game, and also
he's definitely more quantity over quality.
Yeah, but what he's doing now is the quality now is because trap has become a lot more mainstream. His quantity is now seen a little bit more quality. You know what I mean?
Right. And he's always been one to put out a lot of mixtapes. Like how many trap gods are there?
I know.
I think it's up to 6. Isn't it?
I know. Is it that many? I was gonna say 3. I thought there was just like the 3 official ones.
But he's got 2 East Atlanta Santas, Then the return of East Atlanta Santa, which was
Yes.
the album / mixtape.
Right.
So he's always been one to put out a lot of music.
Yeah, he has, and he put on Migos.
Yeah.
He put on Migos. He gave him
And
that
Young
cosign.
Thug.
And Young Thug, and Scooter, OJ the Juice Man. So many people.
Who are those two
Future.
rappers? I've never heard of those.
Don't lie. You wanted to hear that Lord of the Rings mixtape from
That was
OJ.
That was a good. Had the
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes feature. That was a good song.
But he also had
Hey.
he's going back to
Okay.
high school for a second. He's always been really big, and I think he sounds good on. Did Zaytoven do that one?
I don't remember.
I don't either, but I know Zaytoven did either one or two songs on this one.
Okay, Big on Big. That's like the best. I thought it was a funny flex song. I mean, all they're doing is comparing haves to have-nots, really.
It was a little too simple for me, but it wasn't bad. It's just not one I'm gonna go back to.
Well,
especially after Slippery.
we were talking
really,
Takeoff. We kind of said that he's like the number 3 rapper out of the 3.
Yeah.
And he has the most amount of content. He does the hook.
He did rap more on this one. Yeah.
He has the hook, and then a little intro, a verse. Quavo had a verse. Takeoff had the hook again, and then Offset. But it was more Takeoff than anything.
And you like that one?
I just thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean,
he says on here, "You driving a Jag, I'm pushing a Benz." So he's like shitting on a Jag. Like, I know a lot of people that would be thrilled to be driving a Jag.
yeah. I mean, like you said, what I like about the Migos is they talk about the same stuff everybody else is, but they have their own lingo with it. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of people have talked about selling cocaine, but with the song like T-shirt, they're saying it in their own way. And I really like that. Like they have a hint of subtlety while still being this like
Who's the best cocaine rapper?
Either Jeezy or Rick Ross.
You didn't even touch the one. Yeah.
Pusha
T does nothing but rap.
I thought,
Cocaine.
when you say coke rapper, I mean Pusha T. I think of him. I don't know. I regard him higher than that.
I thought you were gonna be a dick and say Coke Boys, that little French Montana collaboration.
No. Pusha T. I just think, I don't know. I enjoy him more than just his content, his subject matter.
Oh, all right. The next song, "What the Price." That didn't really stick out to me as a good song. Yeah.
I like the guitars on that one. I think that one had the most Travis Scott influence in regards to the beat, even.
I didn't know this was a single.
Yeah, it was.
Right here, it's telling me this is the 4th single.
Yeah, it came out. It came out maybe a few days before the album.
Is this the one that has the skr skr? Mm-hmm. Okay, they did that a couple times, but this one was ended a lot.
Yeah, I like that one. I think some of these songs, the thing is, they might drag on a little bit too much.
Well, the hook, I do remember this song standing out. The hook is cool because it has all 3 of them doing the hook at the same time.
And that's another thing about Migos that I think people don't acknowledge is they have this ability to stand out when they want to, but they assimilate at some points and just become one rapper. One Atlanta rapper is crazy. And I really like that. Especially sometimes Offset and Quavo. I can't tell when Offset has the right auto-tune on his voice.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
It's true, because usually you and I are more used to hearing Quavo with auto-tune because we hear more features.
Yeah. And to be fair, I big up Offset, but I don't listen to his music as much.
Now, does he do any solo? I mean, I know really none of them have solo projects.
Rumor
does he
is
have
that-
as many features as Quavo would? I know that Quavo has a lot. But
I mean, I think in regards to features, yeah, but they're a lot more underground features. They're not like as stand out as Quavo's features are. You know,
to be honest, if I saw Rich the Kid Offset song, I'm probably not going to click on it.
I would click on it because that's going to be a nice little street ballad. Something you can play, clean your gun to, you know what I mean?
All right.
Also, there's a rumor that they're all 3 going to come out with separate projects.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and I think after this, what would be the smart move, and it might be what they're gonna do, is after a big release like Culture, because this has gotten a lot of critical praise too.
Yeah.
It's not just what the last releases have been, where the singles were big and then it was just disregarded. Like, people are definitely giving this one a look, as they should, and I'm glad they're getting this look. So if after this they go on and do 3 separate projects, people are definitely going to be listening to him more. Quavo's still going to get the most listens and plays, but at least Takeoff and Offset have a chance to really be heard. that maybe they wouldn't.
Travis Scott and Quavo did confirm the collaboration, but we'll never see it.
I don't think. Well, rumor is that that's gonna drop before Travis Scott's solo album.
Okay.
But we'll Travis Scott,
we know how he is with.
Yeah.
He's about as bad as Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Can't wait for Carter 5.
Well, Lil Wayne had issues.
Yeah.
Beyond.
But even before that,
Travis Scott is a perfectionist.
He's with Kanye's camp. Like, I mean, Kanye's the same way. I mean, Life of Pablo. How many times did that get delayed?
Well, we all know that was Chance the Rapper's fault.
I'm not gonna blame Chance completely for that one. No. But what was the next one after that?
Brown Paper Bag.
Brown Paper. That was pretty cool. I like the hook on that one. I know a friend of mine. She was saying that was her favorite song off the album too.
That had a pretty long hook.
What was the hook on that one again?
It just goes down paper bag, bags, cash. I want to know what she calling me, gas. Smash that, smash.
It
just had a long one.
Yeah.
Compared to the verse, it's I'm not gonna count it like bar for bar, but the hook is probably 25% longer than the verses.
That's how a lot of the Migos songs were. I felt like.
I mean that's their niche. They're big for having catchy hooks.
Yeah, they're coming with anthems. I like to call them. Oh my God, can we get to Deads?
True.
That was. Did you like
2
that?
2 Chainz is my dad.
2 Chainz is your dad.
Okay. Me and the kid Joel, shout out to Joel. We're talking at work the other day, and he's like, "Dude, why do you like 2 Chainz so much? His music is whack." I said, "2 Chainz music's not whack." I said, "He knows that kind of music sells."
Yeah.
2 Chainz. If somebody that didn't listen to hip hop listened to 2 Chainz, they would think he is ignorant and dumb.
Yeah.
But 2 Chainz is one of the most intelligent rappers there.
He went to college.
Yeah. Graduated top of his class.
Yep.
But he knows he's kind of like Future. He knows what sells, and he sticks to that, and he makes money. He lives a good lifestyle. But I just think he's funny.
Yeah, most definitely. And the beat on this one reminded me a lot more of like a 3 6 Mafia kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot darker, and the bass was so heavy, and it had a nice dark tone to it, which I wish it reminded me of like a Slippery. Like Slippery and this one to me go together really well, and that's probably one of my top 3.
Well, when I heard 2 Chainz start his verse, the flow instant, like the first 2 lines, I was like, this is not going to be a typical 2 Chainz feature.
Yeah.
And I've said it, and I know we've talked about it before. 2 Chainz, I've never heard a bad feature. His albums are always kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But what's the
Colligraph?
Based on a true story?
Yeah.
That was an awesome album.
That was his first one, and he came out and he was kind of new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
he was really background noise with Ludacris on Disturbing the Peace back when he was Titty Boy.
Yeah.
Fun fact, do you know why he's called Titty Boy?
Huh.
When he was a kid, all the kids would make fun of him because he was a mama's boy, and they called him Titty Boy. Like he had as soon as it was dark, he'd be inside. Like he was always with his mom, and he really cherishes the relationship he has with his mom. Just watch interviews with him, he talks about his mom a lot, and that's why I always thought it was something kind of sexual.
Yeah,
that's kind of how his music is.
Well, yeah, and he turns it into that.
Yeah, but when I heard that, I was like, that is perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. And also, again, he's another person, kind of like a Gucci Mane, where he was able to reinvent himself because he was with the Duffel Bag Boys before, and the only big song I remember from them was Player Circle with Lil Wayne, and that's because if Wayne touched anything at that time, it was gold.
But he was with Disturbing the Peace and left them, and that was a huge ordeal between him and Ludacris. Ludacris still complains about it in his music that he puts out music, I think, still.
Is there another Fast and Furious coming out? That's what he's gonna be in.
No, he complains about him all the time, talking about how he's still making money off selling 2 Chainz ringtones from when he was with DTP.
Who the fuck is buying a ringtone in 2017? Is your phone even not on vibrate right now? Like,
it's probably on vibrate, but my ringtone is proudly ultralight beam.
Oh, okay.
But that's because I'm a Mac asshole, and I have you can make ringtones on a Mac for free and put them on.
Okay, see, so you didn't even buy.
So I didn't buy it. I didn't go out. I didn't pay $1.29 to have Kanye serenade me when I get a phone call. I will admit that I let the phone ring for a little while before I answer it.
He allegedly just made his own ringtone, but you know what I mean.
All right, what's the next one?
We got
All Ass.
That was another good one. I didn't mind that one at all either. I think that should have been playing in the strip club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was more Migos and Future playing that night.
Kelly Price.
God,
Travis Scott.
Dang.
That was the most anticipated song for me when I saw the track list.
Did it kill your expectations when you listened to it?
This is what I said I wish was different. I wish that Travis kept his verse, because his verse was alright, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And I wish he'd done the hook. I think he'd done a better job than Quavo.
For some reason, Travis sells himself short with features. I honestly, whenever I see a Travis Scott feature, I mean, except for the one on DJ Khaled's album and the song he did with DJ Mustard, Whole Lotta Lovin'.
Yeah, and the Kid Cudi feature was good.
Yes, but that was more in the context of the album.
Right.
Because it took me a minute to get it.
I don't know this for sure, but I would bet a lot that Travis Scott and Kid Cudi, he had more invested in Kid Cudi's album than he had in this. I know him and Quavo are friends,
yeah, I was
but
gonna say.
Kid Cudi is like Travis's idol.
That's true. But
So, I mean, I know if I were to rap for Kanye, I would put more into it than if OJ the Juice Man came in here. I would not put as much into it.
you would put your heart and soul into that feature.
This is the God's honest truth. If OJ the Juice Man looked in here, I would probably look at him and be like, who's this man in my house?
I'd be like, OJ the Juice Man.
Like, can I hold this Lord of the Rings cover behind you and maybe I'll recognize you?
Okay, I see what you're saying, but also it might have just been the song. Like, it was all right. It just wasn't. I had much higher expectations for it, especially because, like I said, the whole tone of the album was Travis Scott inspired, and then Kelly Price. I put that on first. Whenever I see Travis's name, I gotta hear it first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think if he'd done the hook, it would have stood out a little more.
Yeah.
Because that was a very Travis Scott-esque hook.
Yeah. And I don't know. He could
And instead of like the skirt, it could have been like, Bentley truck, that's my choice over yeah.
True.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think that could have been better. I think, like I said, just the song was just meh.
Yeah. Well, I think it like you said, it didn't live up to expectations.
No. Out your way.
What did you think? I don't like the way it ended. It ended kind of abruptly.
Yeah, it ended abruptly, and then also, I don't know, the steel drums are a little bit played out. Like, I'm tired of this fake Caribbean influence, you know what I mean? Like, it's really just been...
I don't know. When I saw the DJ Khaled at the beginning, I pulled it out. I was like, oh, God, there's going to be a DJ Khaled outro.
Oh, just...
Luckily, there wasn't. I'd rather had the album end like it did with a...
Just a little... You know what other song got cut short? I forgot to mention Brown Paper Bag. Like you were saying, like Takeoff did most of that track. It just felt like I remember listening to it, and it just goes, and then next song.
Yeah, well, that didn't stand out to me, but I think the last one stood out to me because I was waiting for the next song, and there was no song.
Yeah. Overall, well, what did you take away from this album, and did it make you want to hear more Migos than you did before?
I like the Migos. I mean, I've never listened to a full project before this.
That's what I mean.
Because, like you said, the singles are so huge, and then you put on the other stuff, and it's just hot trash.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's a little harsh. It's not trash.
No, but you can tell that more thought in production and effort went into the singles than did the rest of the album. Not on this album, but the previous releases.
They did an interview with Sway where he just had them. He like put on a beat and they made a song on the spot. And you're like,
did you see him rapping over the Kids Book?
Yeah,
the Llama Red Pajama. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, they can't say carne asada though. Who is that? Did you see that? What's his name? He's a Hispanic. They do. I cannot remember his name.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but they were trying to get him to say carne asada, and it was so funny they couldn't. So what would you rate the album?
That's kind of hard because I like it now, but I don't know how long the staying power is. I want to say my favorite tracks first. I would say T-Shirt, Get Right With You. I'll play Bad and Bougie, not often, but I'll play it. Slippery and Deads. Those are the 5 that I'll return to.
I like Kelly Price.
You like Kelly Price?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Deads.
Yeah.
I like this. The hook on Slippery was cool. It was very catchy. And T-Shirt. Yep.
I would give this album a 7.5.
Okay, I was gonna say an 8 for a trap album because we haven't really done a lot. I don't think we've reviewed just a trap album yet.
We haven't.
But they have their own genre, really. For what it is, I liked it. Like I said, I wouldn't go to it for life advice.
No.
I did like how it was called Culture. When I heard it, I kind of thought there was going to be some more like pop culture and more like societal references, but there weren't. When I saw the name of the album, I was like, okay, they're going to talk about Trump. So they're going to talk about real issues when they're just talking about the culture that they were brought up in.
See, I thought it was more like them referencing the fact that they've influenced this culture.
Right. And that could be too.
That's what I think it was more so when I heard the title of the album, and I was like, this makes sense. And they're not cocky in saying that.
No.
And for a long time, they used to always say that they weren't getting credit. And I want to say just a very good job to them, because they will get the credit that they deserve. And it's not only because Donald Glover shouted you guys out. It's because there's a whole lot of hip-hop coming out now where they're getting that Migos sound, and it's going to be like Gucci, where they're probably going to need a Migos cosign to get where they want to in Atlanta. So yeah, a 7.5 for me, and I think I could see it being an 8 if I liked more of the songs. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, what's your throwback track?
My throwback track is "The Mob" by Lil Wayne from the Carter 2, which again is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Do they have a vinyl for that?
Yeah, it's a whopping $40. So I'm gonna wait on that one.
See, I wouldn't want to. That's gonna go straight to Birdman's stomach.
Yeah,
going to Wayne. So.
Yeah, I gotta wait till he figures that out. I guess Cash Money always get that. Tell me yours.
I was listening last night. I couldn't fall asleep. I know both of you, you and I both thought that I Decided came out today/yesterday.
Yes.
So I went to listen to it, and it wasn't. I was kind of bummed. I was like, well, I'm going to listen to something I haven't listened to heavily before. So I pulled up Common, Like Water for Chocolate. It's from 2000, and listened to it all the way through, and I fell asleep about towards the end. I sent you a screenshot of the picture, or the screenshot of a song I was listening to today. Funky for You. It has it's featuring Bilal and Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Awesome song. I was thinking about this when I was listening to the album. I don't think I have higher respect for any other rapper than Common. His message hasn't changed. He's been saying the same thing from 1994 all the way up until Black America again, which we reviewed in 2016.
That's why he's earned that right to kind of... He's a social activist, and on that Netflix documentary for the 13th Amendment, he did the sound... I don't know if he did the whole soundtrack, but they pulled the song from Black America, and they played it, and that was one of the songs.
One of his biggest motifs in his music is like respecting women, and he has a film called Pimp, and he's talking about how women are disrespected, and he's talking about how this lady comes up to him and is like, "Oh, Common, it's so good to meet you," and he's like playing the role of a pimp in this song, and he's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "I really like how you respect women in your songs, and you're really pushing that in your music." And then one of his workers come in and is saying like, "Oh, I can't work today, I have a lot of stuff to do," and he like calls her a bitch and says, "Get outside, you need to be working." And then the other lady he was talking to acts all upset, and I think he's kind of throwing shade at the hip-hop culture, because some of these people may say, "Oh, I respect women," but then act completely different in the way they act. So the only other rapper I could say I have a high amount of respect for is probably Logic.
Chief Keef. Oh, Logic. Oh, my bad. Free Chief Keef.
Well, I would say Common because of his message and how he's stayed the same and hasn't changed for so long. But Logic, because he's a real person, he's relatable. And he really believes the peace, love, and positivity that he pushes out. Yeah, and it always, energy comes right back to you. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good choice. So check out those two. We'll put links in there. We'll put links to our YouTube page. Do you have your new song that you've been playing? I can get you one. Play. Go ahead. What do you got? Go ahead. Well, this isn't really a new song. It is a new song. It's not released on the I Decided soundtrack for a single, but Big Sean performed Sunday Morning Jetpack on SNL. It was awesome. So I'm very excited to hear that. I will probably listen to that first. On the album, that song? Because I've already heard it, so my expectation is not going to be... I'm not going to be disappointed when I hear it because I know what it's going to sound like. Right.
For mine, you know, we were talking so much about respecting women. I'm gonna go the polar opposite. XXXtentacion, he's got a song called "Look at Me," and this dude is the most demonic SOB I've ever heard on a song.
He looks wild.
He looks wild. He's done wild things. There's the No Jumper podcast did an interview with him. He's talking about beating up. He says like some crazy stuff, and he's really lived his raps, and he's in jail right now, and I really want him out just so I can get an album that
he looks like bath salts will fuck you up.
Yeah, he really does. Bath salts and codeine just on deck. But he's demonic and fun as hell to listen to. Like when I'm in the gym or if I'm driving around and I need to get somewhere fast, and I'm willing to, like, you know, I'm throwing mamas and strollers off the road.
Who needs pre-workout when you listen to that?
Hell yeah. But yeah, definitely check that out. Look at Me. If you haven't heard it, you know, he made a big splash since everybody's accusing Drake of taking.
Yeah, and A$AP Rocky shouted him out, said he's the hottest rapper in Florida.
Yeah, oh yeah, by far. And he's gonna get huge, hopefully, if he gets out. I really want more music from him, and I'm definitely looking for a project. Thank you guys for listening. I'm Hakeem.
Jacob, it's been the second episode.
Y'all have a good night.